Alright, we press on. So when last I left off, this engineer had something in Frostbound that would involve us having to go inside. We spoke to our officer Maybe's daughter about a bunch of cities that her mother might be in. We've spoken to the Carnelian exile. And I can't remember what she wants to do. Oh no, we haven't spoken to her because we need a searing enigma. Jesus, that's a very rare item in order to dine with her. We've spoken with our surgeon, but we can't tell her about her father for some reason. Oh, because we don't have the strange catch. We did have one, but we lost it. Let's see, what else is there? We haven't spoken to these two yet, so let's go ahead and talk to the brisk campaigner. Sit down there, I'll be with you in a moment, Captain. Well, we need mutter salt to invite her to dine. Forgot about that. What about this guy? We can ask him about his medical career. He looks up from a wounded sailor. No, I mustn't. No, I have no stories you would wish to hear, he sniffs. Unless, would that be Z-Trout? A dour companion. The doctor pushes more food around his plate than he puts into his mouth, and what he eats he chews until all taste has been squeezed out. Between bites he sips only water, evading all questions where opinion is sought. It's only when the subject turns to his trade that something flickers inside him. Old memories of pain and pride. I fear it was my training that let me see the world for what it was, its corpus infested by malignancies with human faces. How could I dare face Hippocrates in the hereafter if I just stood by and did nothing? Nothing! His eyes meet yours for the first time, fierce, damned. If 2 drops of medicine can cure the body, could 2 drops of poison cure the world? For a moment it actually seemed that easy. The fire fades, he pushes back his chair. Pardon me, citizen. I fear I've had about my fill for the day. Let's ask him about politics. Chat about politics over roast lizard and cabbage in the Kaganian style. Freedoms. It's true, I fell in with restless elements. The usual reasons, of course. Watching the bazaar devour London year by year. The iniquities of the rich and the pities of the poor. But more than that, I thought London needed darkness. Do you know what I mean? I thought the city was safer in the dark. Do you understand me? I applied my arts to that end. If you do, I need say no more, and if you don't, I should say no more. Got an intriguing snippet. Let's get some wine so we can invite him to drink with us. Invite him to drink with you. The haunted doctor has kept to himself since dinner. Perhaps some wine will open him up. The art of poison. I let most of them slip away peacefully, a drop of laudanum still on their tongues. For that sop to my conscience, I am most ashamed of all. The wine flows as the haunted doctor talks candidly of his past, of a status that allowed him to the bedsides of many of London's most infamous, and the black medicine bag that carried the tools of both his trades, doctor and anarchist poisoner. I was a fool, he adds, a child, just a boy on a crusade, drinking in the rhetoric of the calendar council, thinking myself more than a mere poisoner. What I did I do not regret. Would, though, that I had seen their true hearts before giving myself so freely to perdition. He raps his leather eye patch. The sound is hollow, sickly. It is a disappointment I well deserved. The lady taught me that much at least. No, another time, perhaps. The hour grows late. I thank you for the company. Gained an intriguing snippet and a tale of terror. So this guy's pretty damn interesting, it sounds like. He used to be an anarchist and he poisoned people. I don't know how the hell he's still alive. Let's see. How many secrets do I have? I've been getting secrets periodically throughout the game, and I can use those to upgrade my stats a little bit by talking to my officers. Let's see. I'm going to upgrade my mirrors a little bit. Get that up to 35. Let's see, do I have anybody that can upgrade pages? Pages are the hardest ones to, probably be her if anybody. No, it's mirrors. Pages is the hardest stat to upgrade. Iron. Hearts. Veils. Hearts. Hearts. And she was paid mirrors. Yeah, so nobody can upgrade my pages. Okay. Let's see. We can do some trade runs, but those aren't particularly exciting. But we could, yeah, let's go to the salt lines once more, get a little bit more money. Think about what might be worth doing here. Could swing by the Abbey Rock on the way there to get a port report as well. Alright, we can stop by the Shepherd Isles too to grab a port report there. Actually, let's go ahead and fight this damn thing. We might get a strange catch out of this. We did, so we can now eat dinner with the brisk campaigner, I believe. And we'll have just enough fuel to make it back into London as well. So the way the combat there worked is whenever something is in our vision arc, our weapons will sort of ready up. That's what that glowing thing around them was. But if we fire before they're fully ready, they have a chance to miss. I missed a couple of shots there because I just did that really early. We have that damn Ah, yeah, we'll just go ahead and pay up. That's not good, though. Where did the Bruiser want us to take those souls to? Because it might not work now that they're unstamped. Let's see. Ah, well, that's irritating. And go ahead and deliver Claymen, as well as the Sphinx Stone. So we still made some money regardless. Go ahead and submit these port reports. Let's see. Get some supplies from the Scholar, buy some fuel. Rest. Let's see, what does the merchant want now? Approved or unapproved romantic literature and spider silk. Well, we can go ahead and eat with the brisk campaigner now. Wait, we can't? Oh, that was mutter salt. Wait, was there somebody that wanted the strange catch then? Was that... No, we've talked to her. Yeah, Wither the Isle of Cats, Irem, yeah. Let's see. Let's stock up a bit more and just head south, see what we can find over there. The utter shroom. The queenly core of the spore-haunted sea. Climb the fungal fiber ladders to the summit. Shaggy, suspicious villagers scratch a living here amidst endless clouds of spores and scurrying mobs of plant-animal hybrids. None of them ever leave. Monsters, one explains darkly. Z full of monsters. Visit the village. Hospitable? Not exactly, but they usually don't chase you off with sticks, and they usually let you sit beside their mildew-smelling fire. A day of stories, the central contradiction of shroomware existence. They hate the utter shroom, but they do anything to avoid leaving. Monsters. Today, they're telling the story of how they came here. It features a shipwreck, a rain of orange jewels, the mother's blessing. There's a great deal about adversity and survival, and wistful hints about their homeland, somewhere to the west. Got a memory of distant shores. Let's gather intelligence. A slow survey. The villagers live a shabby but sufficient life. The utter shroom provides. They are secretive, taciturn, and curious. Ships rarely visit. A gaggle of blemigans, purple-tentacled fungus things, follows you down the rope to your ship, whistling cheerfully. Blemigans are vicious little monsters, usually, but the ones on the utter shroom seem friendly. If they trouble you, you could probably throw them overboard. We now have 3 docile blemigans. It has claws, it has a fierce double beak, but just now it seemed disinclined to use them. Well, that's a little bit disconcerting. Those guys are very dangerous. That's scary. Alright, Port Carnelian, Fallen London's sole imperial possession. Treasure it. There's a lot of different things to do here. Help Maybe's daughter search for her mother. So it seems like the chance is about how many different ports we've explored, so we might as well do this. This one's a slender lead. She's been seen wearing sapphires. The daughter shrugs. This is where sapphires come from. Look, you were headed this way anyway, weren't you? No luck. She hasn't been here in forever. I don't think she's coming back. So that's one port eliminated. And I did pick up some sapphires here and there. We got a casket of sapphires. Put a blemigan aboard? Okay. The heat of the colony thrills the blemigan. It sits quivering by the port rail. Familiarity breeds confidence. It trips over its own tendrils in its eagerness to advance. It heads straight for the governor's house, or perhaps the jungle behind it. Not your problem either way. We now have one propagation, Blemigans abroad. Wonder what that's all about. Let's talk to a tiger in the Blue Bazaar. The Carnelian coast's padding natives are eloquent, placid, and acerbic most of the time. Trouble abroad. The Blue Bazaar is Port Carnelian's great indoor market, arched, lofty, plush with patterned carpets where the vendors display their wares, most of all awash with gossip. The tiger is well informed. A black-hulled connate trireme prowled the coast last night, a rifle shot from shore. Shipments from the sapphire mines have been slowed. The governor's aide was left-handed on Tuesday and right-handed on Wednesday. That gave us a port report. Let's visit the Imperial Tea Shop for 20 echoes. Home away from home. They import the doilies from London, but the tea is local, blue and smoky. The crumpets are warm, the tablecloths white. You could almost imagine you were back in Vale Garden, except for the tiger lounging on a divan. It laps tea from an azure bowl and complains about the recent nostalgic trend in poetry. Sure, we'll try to pan for sapphires. A native ambush. Perhaps ambush is a strong word, but there's a tiger sitting on a broad mushroom cap, asking unflattering questions about your nutritional value. You retreat. We've gained a tale of terror. Let's see, we can buy Sunless fruit for 250. Okay, caskets of sapphires. I think those sell for 90 in London. And Sunless fruit buys for 250. Submariner, the fierce philanthropist. So this is the submarine expansion that came out, and how you start to build a submarine. Her house is built in the tall, porticoed London style, red brick and white plaster, decorative iron railings, painted black. Its mistress is the subject of intense colonial gossip, independently wealthy, an industrialist's daughter, a widow unwelcome in London. What, then, does she want with you? An invitation arrived as soon as you docked. Accept her invitation. It wouldn't hurt to have the backing of a wealthy benefactor. This will begin the quest which allows you to obtain a submarine. You expected a sizable gathering, but it's just you, her, and a decanter of admirable sherry. She's not a small woman and comprehensively occupies her armchair. She wears sensible satins and sensible shoes. Her hair is impeccably curled. I've heard a number of shocking things about you, citizen, all of which I consider thoroughly promising. Her accent has a hint of Midlands melancholy to it. She must have spent much of her life on the surface. For a time she asks questions about your travels and listens avidly to your answers. Then she gets down to business. A question, citizen. She tops up her sherry. Some years ago, the nations of the Neath struck an agreement to abandon their research into submarine travel and leave the Z-Zeps untouched. Ah, the agreement about nothing of consequence. Sailors mutter about it while listing the Admiralty's follies. You nod. She raises her glass to her lips. And what is your opinion of this agreement? She asks. Scoff about it. It's nonsense. Nowhere should be forbidden to the capable explorer. A new friend. Her smile is conspiratorial. Then we can help each other. I am prepared to finance, in a large part, improvements to your ship that will make it capable of submarine travel. The Admiralty, and other powers, disapprove of such innovation. Therefore, we will need to be discreet. I have procured experts, laborers, and a workshop. They are well paid and loyal. Here's the address. Meet us there, and we can begin our work. On the shore of a gloomy inlet stands a rickety factory. Once, and supposedly still, it was committed to the cutting and polishing of sapphires. Now it is the place where the fierce philanthropist houses her intrepid staff of engineers, the ingenious men and women who will convert your ship into a submarine. Phase 1. Collect nautical know-how, provide additional funding, donate a mysterious device, or donate Stygian ivory, or contribute advanced theory. So these are all ways that we can progress towards Phase 2, it seems. And right now, we can either donate outlandish artifacts or just pay in echoes to get experimental modifications up by 25. We need 100 modifications, I believe, to go to number 2. Yeah. So I think echoes is probably just going to be one of the cheaper ways to do it, but we'll come back for that later. And right now I kind of want to get out of here and try to avoid those damn birds if possible. Alright, good, they're gone. The Grand Geode, a distant song like a mirage. A naval base with the Royal Navy's emblems, curiously amended. Efficient, bright-eyed women and men work briskly everywhere you look. They are singing hymns with unfamiliar words. Hard-faced Royal Marines watch you carefully, barring entry to the geode's heart. A plaque by the docks has been defaced with orange paint, but you can still make out the original inscription. Station 5, Adjunct. Let's compile a port report. Does the Admiralty know, or want to know? Take discreet notes. The Marines are watching. Sure, let's put a Blemmigan ashore. Not promising, but perhaps. A bright end. The Blemmigan whirls cheerfully and erratically across the quay, apparently bewildered by the play of colored light. A Marine watches with some alarm as it approaches. He raises his boot and stamps hard on the dazed creature. As you leave the scene, he's fastidiously wiping violet blood from the sole. Ask to speak with someone in authority. What is this place? The Commodore may be able to give you a few minutes. The Commodore shakes your hand warmly. He's a handsome, open-faced fellow in an immaculate Navy uniform. His office is equally handsome. It overlooks the glittering interior crystal cliff. It must be as well lit as any study in the Neath. He deflects questions about the purpose of this installation. Classified, you know. But smilingly offers you tea, biscuits, and mineralogical anecdotes. The biscuits are good, but the anecdotes rather blend into the next. You find yourself nodding, and then jerk suddenly awake. The Commodore is smiling. Your cup is empty. You feel well, very well. A little euphoric, even. Come back soon, he says softly. We have a memoir for a sunstroke. The light, it's pretty, menaces, yearning, burning. And we've gained a memory of distant shores and lost a bit of terror. Alright, I think I'm going to hit up the Iron Republic and then head back to London. A white Zeebat. A Zailor has grown fretful and disobedient, reluctant to go on deck, even in port. There's a white Zeebat watching me up there, Salt's messenger. Salt's got its eye on me. I'll never see home again. Salt, one of the nameless gods of that sailors fear. This sailor is a conscientious man. Send him to the sickbay on the pretext of a fever. And onwards. The sailor is grateful, though your ship's doctor rolls a skeptical eye. When he next goes up on deck, the railings are clear of Zeebats, white or black, and he sets to work with will. Put a Blemmigan ashore. How will nature fare in a place which defies its laws? Fungal horror. The Blemmigan spins boldly down the gangplank. It seems startled when it meets itself on the quay twice. Its duplicates bob solicitously, like ambassadors greeting their peers, and continue past it up to your ship. The first Blemmigan vanishes into the crowd. The other two peer up at you as if to say, "Are we quite finished here?" So we've gained a docile Blemmigan. And we've gained a propagation Blemmigans. Yeah, okay. Huh. Let's do the port report. Let's check out the market. Fuel's actually cheaper here than it is in London. We can still sell these in London for a profit of 3. Go ahead and stock up on those. And then get the hell out of here. We'll stop by Port Cornelia, or the Cumian Canal on the way up to get a port report there, then return to London. We actually got a move in the Great Game, which might mean that we can now combine our strategic informations. Okay, so we lost a move in the Great Game and lost 2 strategic information to gain a vital intelligence. We'll turn that in at the Admiralty and see what kind of reward we get. Not sure if that was worth it to lose the move in the Great Game for that, but I can't quite recall the relative value of all those levels of secrets and stuff. Let's see. Let's give some of this stuff to the Alarming Scholar, increase our favors. And get rid of some of these memories of distant shores. Do an intriguing snippet. Let's do one more intriguing snippet. There we go. Increase to 5. Let's go to the Admiralty's office. The Utter Shroom. You spent time in Myceligea? Dear me, I'm terribly sorry. Iron Republic, Port Carnelian, the Grand Geode. Yes, of course. We're generally quite well informed on that topic, but since you're here, perhaps you may as well let us know what your own impressions were. The Admiralty official takes notes scrupulously, but with an expression of mild terror, like a novice vivisector wincing with a scalpel. The rest of the office studiously busy themselves with other tasks. Alright, let's submit this vital intelligence. What's that? Tell me quickly. Vital intelligence can be created from 2 pieces of strategic information or earned through spy networks and some other opportunities. Enthusiastic nods. I'm glad you brought this to me. I have a colleague of sorts, a diplomat so-called. I will tell you because I trust you. This diplomat will pay better, but I will put the information to better use. He leans forwards. There are powers in this world that I cannot speak of. There are affairs of the Navy that I am not proud of. Bring me more information like this, and we can set matters right. You now have recovering X supremacy, London. 350 echoes. Alright, that's all for our port reports. We have all that parabola linen. Okay, Solace Fruit only sells for 50 here, so it wouldn't be worth picking up. And sell the sapphires. Sell the parabola linen. Let's go into London. Deliver Blemigans. A greatcoat-clad figure waits in the shadow of a crane. You have Blemigans? It inquires hopefully. Its voice is high, fluting. A scarf conceals its face. Welcome, Blemigans. Your Blemigans swirl across the dock like cloud and violet fog. Up into the greatcoat like squirrels into a shrub. Thank you all, the figure flutes. We have something for you and wanted you to have this, our work. Though it's unsigned, of course. It retreats into the dockside mist, leaving behind a dank odor. A packing crate and some love poetry. We have 1 romantic literature. And yeah, we have finished opening up a crate of curiosities. What's inside? A bolt of fabric. Shake out a little and let it glimmer in the light. Spider silk. You can find spider silk in London, of course. There are troubles there with sorrow spider infestation like anywhere in the Neath, but for the real quality, you need to go to the east to the Khanate or to the fang-bristling fastness of the Savior's Rocks. Could use some more crew. Let's see, who's the new recruit? The Genial Magician. Good afternoon, citizen. Perhaps I can do your engines some good. No, I'm quite the engineer. Difficult to credit, isn't it? But here are my references. Welcome aboard. I'll get to work below. Perhaps I should change out of this jacket first, of course. Veils +6, mirrors +3, hearts -1. Let's carouse in the docks. Yeah, we can visit the Likely Lass. Don't think I came down to the docks just to see you. I've got business here. But alright, it did cross my mind that you might drop by. A few hours together, shared warmth, new memories. It's harder to say goodbye this time. Okay. So, what's this? The Voracious Diplomat. The Diplomat layers near Mansion's Pyre in a second-floor office above a gymnasium for pugilistic ladies and gentlemen. Your conversation is punctuated by distant shouts and blows. The Diplomat smiles fondly at the sounds. So this Diplomat will take intelligence, moves in the great game. Ask about the Diplomat's role. What kind of diplomacy is involved? A Catly grin. The kind of diplomacy that doesn't get written down. I'm attached to the Admiralty, not the Foreign Office. London is not what she was, but she still has interests abroad. I look after them best I can. I do hope you're patriotic enough not to ask for too many details. Let's see, the Diplomat's role. I've already done that one, my bad. Let's ask about the dark spectacled Admiral. Do they work closely together? A carefully neutral expression. Well now, the Admiral is a man of principle, very straightforward, very traditional in his views. I think it's rather courageous of him to expect the Navy to operate without outside assistance, and he has excellent taste in both chamber music and wine. I hope that makes my feelings clear. So here we can pick up agents, which we can then use to establish spy networks in other ports, like the Khanate. I have a friend, the Diplomat says casually, who would be grateful for passage somewhere, the Khanate, for instance, or Port Cornelian. An agent will allow you to establish an intelligence network and sometimes to grow it later. Nice. Let's get this. A name and address. Both are probably temporary, but they're all you need. Alright, so I think that we could, let's see. Yeah, we could go to the Khanate and establish an intelligence network there. That's probably what I'll try to do next time. And see about getting some of that spider silk as well. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off this.